Hello there, how are you all doing today? You are welcome to my channel, my YouTube channel, Extraordinary Woman of Impact. My name is Onome Odokuma. Yes, we are extraordinary people. And because we are extraordinary people, we need to guard our words. Now, the topic I have for you today is the powerful nature of words. The powerful nature of words. Now, words are either written, they can be verbalized as well. And words are a group of letters that's, a group of letters or sounds that have meanings. They have a particular meaning, okay? Those are words. Now, the words you speak over yourself matters a lot. So I would like to tell you today that you are your first prophet. You are your first prophet. Yes, you are your first prophet. You are the first person who will say words, good words to yourself before you can even say to other people. So what words do you speak upon yourself? Are they wise? Are they good? Are they bad? Because of one situation or the other? Now, I'll tell you a story from the Bible, and it's from Ruth chapter 1 and chapter 2 as well. In fact, the entire book of Ruth. But today's word is from chapter 1 and chapter 2. Now, Naomi was very embittered because she had lost her 2 sons and her husband. She lost 2 grown sons, not men who were already married, and her husband. So that tells us that Naomi was advanced in age. She lost them. They died. So she had nothing, absolutely nothing. And so she was embittered about her situation. And to the extent that, she had to move out of where they were before, she had to go back home to Bethlehem. And she told her people never to call her Naomi anymore, that they should call her Mara, which means bitterness. It was that bad. You see, some people have gone through a lot, terrible things. I think the man who composed the song, It Is Well With My Soul, the story about him is that he lost everything as well. His children, and I think his wife as well. So that situation is a terrible one, a terrible, terrible one. That is how Naomi felt. She was bitter about everything. In fact, she was not in talking terms with God, as some people will say. Now, Naomi, in that her state, decided to leave. And she had a daughter-in-law called Ruth. She actually had 2 daughters-in-law. We said she had 2 grown-up sons. Now, Ruth decided to remain with Naomi. Orpah didn't see any other hope or any choice in the situation and decided to go back to her family, go back to the familiar. That was her choice at the time, because the future to her looked totally bleak. Ruth, on the other hand, didn't see, she probably saw a future with her mother-in-law, or she felt she owed her some form of loyalty, being once married to her late son. And so Ruth decided to stick with Naomi, to follow her back to her people, that is Naomi's people. Ruth took a great risk in doing that. Number 1, she decided to align herself with a bitter, hopeless woman, her mother-in-law. Number 2, she decided to leave the familiar and cleave unto her mother-in-law, going to her mother-in-law's hometown, and on familiar ground where she was going to be known as a foreigner. Ruth saw hope, I believe. Now, on one of those days after they had moved, Ruth decided that she was going to look for work and look for food for herself and Naomi. And she told Naomi her plans. Ruth said something profound in this place. She's told her mother-in-law that she's going to glean the fields, of grains in a nearby farm so that they can have some food to eat. And Naomi agreed with her, In verse 2 of chapter 2, Ruth said, in that state, Ruth said that today she will find favor from the owner of the field. She spoke a positive word over herself. She said, today I will find favor over the owner, from the owner of the field. And somehow, divinely, Naomi, who had lost all hope, who was hopeless, agreed with her. She agreed with her. And that was how Ruth went along. It was a simple prayer that Ruth said over herself. What about you? What about me? What situation are we in? Or have we found ourselves before? A terrible situation. And we just want to give up. We just want to say terrible things, say terrible words about ourselves. That was the proclamation that Ruth said over herself. If we look at chapter 1 and verse 4, the sons of Naomi were grown men. And the Bible says that they took wives of Moab, Moabitess women, and dwelt in Moab for about 10 years. So that means that these men were married to these Moabitess women for about 10 years. And the Bible didn't tell us that they had children together. So Ruth herself was even in a disastrous situation. Yes. She was once married. She lost her husband. She didn't have a child. She lost everything. Ruth found herself empty. Nothing to her name and nothing to her breast in the name of a child. She rather chose to follow her embittered mother-in-law to her country. The situation was hellish, I must say. However, in all of this, there was a push and a fight for Ruth's destiny, as well as Naomi's destiny. It was not the end for Naomi. It wasn't the end for Ruth as well. There was war in the spirit over Ruth's life, over Ruth's destiny. Unknown to her, she followed the right path by following her mother-in-law. Sometimes your situation may not look exactly like Naomi's or Ruth's situation. It could even be in a worse, if there's any worse one, okay? Yeah, it could be. However, hold on. Don't say that thing that is in your heart. That thing that is going to describe your situation and say there's no hope at all. Don't speak it. Don't say it over you. Don't say it. Hold on. When you find yourself in this kind of situation, just know that your breakthrough is actually around the corner. Your breakthrough is actually around the corner. So I implore you today that you speak life upon yourself, even when the situation looks bleak, hopeless, even when it looks like that. I'll leave you with a few quotes today. Maya Angelou, the great American poet, she said, words mean more than what is set down on paper. It takes the human voice to infuse them with deeper meaning. It takes the human voice to infuse words with deeper meaning. Napoleon Hill, the famous writer of Think and Grow Rich, he said, your words become the house you live in. The house you live in, that's what your words become. So we must be careful what we say over ourselves. Remember, you have to speak to yourself. You have to prophesy upon yourself before you can actually say anything about anyone. You are your first prophet. Joel Austin said, your words have creative power. Speak positive things over your life. Speak positive things over your life. Now, Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 21 says, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. So what are you saying today over yourself? Don't let anything overwhelm you. Don't. Hang on to God. He's your anchor. He's the one who will help you navigate that path you are in right now. And you will come out victorious. And you're going to have a story to tell about it. That is a purpose for you. I'll go on with some other quotes by Billy Graham. And he said, words we speak have power to bring life, hope, and encouragement to those who hear them. The words you speak have power to bring life into your situation. Keep saying it. Don't give up. And Joyce Meyer says, words are containers for power. When you fill them with faith, they can change your life. They can change your life. And I like to end with this one, this powerful one by Rick Warren. He says, or he said, that your words reveal what is in your heart. What is in your heart? Those are your words. When you speak it, you have already thought it. Okay? So that is why the Bible says we should guard our hearts with all diligence. For from it comes the issues of life. Guard your heart. When you guard your heart, you can guard your tongue. You can tame your tongue. And the words you will speak over yourself will bring life to your situation. They will bring change to the situation. They will bring hope to your situation. And you'll become victorious at the end of the day. Speak life over yourself. Speak words over yourself. Don't give up. Don't give in. God bless you. I'll leave you today. We'll see you next week, Friday. My name is Onome Odokoma, Extraordinary Woman of Impact. See ya.